What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
Hello and welcome iRacers, Apex Racing TV here, Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien for round one of the PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Championship. Brenton, we are at Twin Ring Motegi in the night for the first time of a broadcast. Should be very interesting.
And good evening to you, AC, and welcome to the new season. Yeah, it's going to be exciting, is it? Motegi, not a track I favour personally, but I know there's many out there who like it. And yeah, driving at night just adds that extra element. Skins look fantastic. Driving under lights too, it really shines. So yeah, looking forward to a good race. Plenty of drivers that are new to the series. Addition with the Corvette. So more cars competitive this year. The RUFs more competitive. We can see that in qualifying. The Mclarens more competitive. We can see that in qualifying. Not just BMWs on the grid anymore. So looking forward to a fantastic season.
Yeah, it's actually great to see the all the different cars and classes out there as well. So should make for some very interesting racing, with some cars being slightly better at some tracks and some at others, and perhaps drivers better suited to other cars as well. So it's going to be great to see if drivers swap and change throughout this championship as well.
Yeah, it is, and it's great to have our sponsors on board, PitTalkAsia.com. Fantastic to have such good sponsors on board, very steady, and congratulations to Mark Lane, our host for the series, for obtaining that sponsorship. It's not easy to get sponsorship, so thank you to them, and well done to Mark. Just some basic rule changes that we probably should be aware of with the fuel ceiling of the cars. The Corvette is starting off with 40.5 litres of fuel. The RUF starts with 42 litres. The BMW probably a bit more thirsty with 46 litres. The McLaren certainly more thirsty, 50.7 litres. And if there's any Ford GTs out there, they get to start with the 90 litres. So that will make a difference throughout the season. Whether that gets changed or not, I'm not sure, but it's a big difference in fuel there, but obviously some cars are thirstier than others and might need it just for that balance.
Yeah, we'll be bringing some pictures to you guys shortly. The drivers are just finishing off qualifying times. Brenton, how's it looking? Who's up top at the moment?
Well, Dongwu Gang showed some remarkable change from his practice pace to he improved by about a second a lap. So Dongwu Gang provisional pole at the moment with a 145.798. Just the 500ths of a second in front of our second place Marcus Lenderman. Sorry, 45.844. New to the series, Zhong Suk Huang in the car 25 RUF. 46.1 in front of Charles Sierra. Charles had a good season last season, third overall in the championship, 46.2. Stephen McCabe, the first of our Corvettes, with a 46.5. So it's great to have that extra car. So we've got a RUF in first, McLaren in second, a RUF third, a BMW fourth, and a Corvette in fifth. So 4 different makes in the top 5 cars. Warren Pickering a very steady driver here in the Australian SEK series in the Redback Racing RUF in car number 29 in 6th on the grid with a 146.8. My teammate Timothy Jackson, I'll put the plug in for Demidov Innovations in early for this season in the Demidov Innovations pink and black BMW, 7th on the grid, has struggled this week with his laps, he's openly told me. Aaron Osborne, good to see him in the series, 147.0 as well. Alex Cherney, 47.2, down to our final top 10. Farney Lazarity in the always reliable McLaren, Farney in 10th place. Tobias in 12th, Marcus Wang 11th, Scott Newton put in a good strong effort for him, 14th on the grid. Down to Bernie Wymers, another Redback Racing RUF in 19th. Who else we got? Tim Ballinger, a fantastic qualifying effort for him, 24th in the Soul Ford GT. Mark Noble, 27th, the favourite. 31 starters in this race, down to Mark Lang, who, unfortunately for Mark, wasn't able to get a lap time in because he was so busy removing non-wanted drivers from the service, shall we say. So, yeah, that's the sacrifices he had to make, unfortunately, but 31 starters.
We'll be bringing some live pictures shortly, just if the guys are wondering where they are at the moment. So, but before we go to the track, Brenton, just tell a few people that might not have watched this series what they've got to expect and how the actual series works as regards the different championships.
Well, what you're going to expect is some close, tight racing. There's going to be some dramas. We know that last season, and there was the odd bingle here and there, and it's absolute carnage in some races. But overall, from the first season to now, the racing has improved considerably, as has the standard of drivers as well. We've got some genuinely good races in here, good, hard, fair races. So, yeah, you're going to have some close racing. Dongwu Gang actually won the Series A of this season on the board tonight. Marcus Lenneman in second was the runner-up in the season last year. We're missing a couple of drivers. Miko Nasi in his RUF will be very competitive. Inho Yun from Korea in his McLaren. Yeah, there's only more drivers to come in this series. It's a great series, very, very well run by our host Mark Lang, always willing to provide information, and there's some prize money on board as well for the drivers. The winner of the GT3 class will pick up an individual prize of $30, and the GT1 class, the individual prize of US $20. There is strong talk of a major prize as well, which I'll let you introduce if needed. They get a reset as well, one quick reset, so if they have a bit of a drama, they don't have to completely lose their race, so they can have that quick reset. And also Nations Cup winner, which a lot of people would see as the big prize, is you've got country versus country. Last season, Singapore, much to my bleeding heart, took that prize away from Australia in the last round, so Australia looking to fight back this season. So the Nations Cup is the top 3 finishers in GT3 class, plus the top Corvette in class. So there's 4 different scorers now in each team. So it's going to be a close race. There's an incentive for clean driving. There are penalties for not so clean driving, shall we say. So no doubt it's going to be a great series. Looking forward to it very much, and no doubt Apex Racing UK will be covering all step by step throughout the season.
Yep, indeed we will. Right, I've just heard that the drivers are starting to form up on the grid, so we'll switch over to the live action. Dongwu Gang sitting there on pole position. Marcus Lindemann in his, I think that's Mad Cow team liveried MP4 as well, so change for Marcus then. Obviously last season definitely a BMW driver.
Yeah, it's the majority of them. Charles this year it's stuck with the BMW, as is Timothy Jackson. Each track will be beneficial to each different car, so this track at the moment looks very even, so I'll let you call the start. Who's your pick?
Yeah, it's a tough one to say. I think it's going to be a really good battle between those two at the front. We can hear the guys starting to rev their engines now. We're waiting for the lights to go out, and they have done. Dongwu Gang gets an absolute flyer, as does Charles Desir there as well. So Charles having a look around the outside. I'm not sure he's going to make it around there. Very tricky, that first corner. Indeed, Marcus settles in. Can hear some sort of contact a bit further back. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's have a little look. Three wide.
Great start. Great start by Dongwu Gang. Marcus then immediately pressure on wide around the first turn of turn 2 for Marcus, and a little bit loose on exit as well. Cold tyres in the McLaren night race. Temperatures are down. What do we got? 4.8 kilometres, 14 turns. I haven't got the temperatures on me at the moment, unfortunately, but yeah, it's exciting first lap here. Charles is here in third, with 4th, and Warren Pickering in 5th. So good start, Royal Cars.
Yeah, it looks like the temperatures out there is about 19 degrees, so very, very cool. Normally we're sort of up in the 30s and 40s as Marcus has a little look on the rear of that, on Dongwu's RUF there. Oh, little look at the inside, little contact. Both drivers survive side by side into this next hairpin.
Dongwu on the favoured line on the inside, deep under brakes by Marcus Lenderman. Clean, no contact there. Going to be some good drive out by both cars. That's fantastic start to the season. Great driving here. Down the long straight, using the brave under brakes here.
Definitely looks like we've got some funny camera angles here at Motegi. Noticed that in some of the recent updates, the camera angles getting all a little screwed up, so we'll be fairly limited on what we can offer today. But yeah, Marcus up into first place. What's going on a bit further back?
Fantastic passing move, Marcus Lenderman. He might be away now. Showed some pace in practice. Was half a second up on Charles Sierra in practice, so maybe he was a bit down in qualifying. So this might be what he's after. Charles back in third place, the two RUFs right on his hammer in 4th and 5th. Warren Pickering showing some pace, and Stephen Mclarens in the first of the Corvettes. It's a fantastic livery on that car, the Callaway Golf livery on the Corvette, followed by Tim Jackson. Scotty Newton up to 8th place from 14th on the grid, hoping he hasn't received a penalty, because that is a fantastic start by Scotty Newton.
Yeah, great start from Scott there as well. Starting to put a little bit of pressure on Jackson as well. So perhaps not quite as good qualifying as he's hoping, but definitely showing like he's got the race pace out there.
Yeah, and up the front there, Lenderman's starting to get a bit of pressure from Dongwu. He's not stretching his legs like I thought he might. Dongwu's right on his hammer here. Lenderman, he's probably just showing some consistent pace. It's a long race. There's going to be the possibility of 2 stops, maybe for the McLarens, 2 stops, and the RUFs might have to do 2 stops as well. They might be already in fuel conservation mode, so maybe Lenderman's just taking an easy pace, setting his own pace, monitoring his fuel in accordance to his fuel mapping, and at the same time Dongwu's probably just monitoring his fuel, just sitting comfortably in the draft of the McLaren MP4.
Oh, we had a little move going on a little bit further back, but it looks like Zhong Shuk Huang just got a little bit loose coming out of that hairpin.
Yeah, Jackson's had a problem as well. He's dropped back a few places. He looks like he's had a little half lose there. So Newton now through to 7th. Alex Cherney in his BMW in 8th. And Harrison O'Brien also with a fantastic start. He was 16th on the grid up to 9th. So Jackson's had a bit of a problem down to 10th.
Yeah, I'm sure Jacko will fight back. Usually does. Very consistent driver. I've seen him for the last season. Driver that we're not so used to seeing way down there, and we do talk about him a little bit, is Tobias Cherney. Seems to be struggling out there at the moment, just sat behind Lazardri.
Yeah, but we've seen this before. Remember at Belgium last season where we thought Tobias was off the pace, and I do think that fuel is going to come into play here. We know that Tobias is the master of fuel saving, so he might be just setting his pace. Fuel mapping might be down to map 3, maybe even map 4 to start with, just to get that extra fuel in his pocket, maybe get to the halfway stage, or even maybe past halfway stage so he can drive aggressively after that. So never want to be discounted.
Looks like Dongwu Gang still holding on to the back of Marcus as well up front, so it looked like the sort of speed Marcus caught back up off the start and got past. We thought he was going to jump away, but seems to be holding on quite strongly. And then Charles Desir as well. You know, you commented on Charles about being very consistent, up in 3rd place, starting to stretch his legs as well.
Well, you just don't see Charles making many mistakes. There might be some around him who make mistakes for him, but he just puts in lap after lap consistently. It's a great looking livery on the VIP Pet Foods BMW as well, but yeah, he doesn't seem to be favoured towards the BMWs at this stage, does it? Like the McLaren and the RUFs seem to have early pace, but by saying that, Charles has pulled away from Huang in a 4th place and Pickering in 5th place, so yeah, maybe as those tyres warm up, it'll come into the BMW's favour.
Got quite a battle going on down here. Sorry to interfere, interrupt you there, Brenton. But yeah, Brett Woods just putting a move on Aaron Pearce into turn 1, both in the RUFs. Closely followed by Wong Kyung Kwan.
Yeah, and Aaron Pearce in there as well, the JFF Racing 23 BMW. Yeah, nice clean move there on the inside, no doubt. And anything with the word martini on it, AC, I just think you love that skid, don't you? So it's great to see extra drivers in this race. And Brett's doing a good result here, up to 15th at the moment from 20th on the grid, so it's a fine start by him.
Yeah, it looks like that Brett was going to have something to worry about there going into, I think that's what, that turn 4, do they class that? So, but actually hold on to that position. But yeah, you're right, anything with a martini skin, I seem to, they just look so good. That's all I can say. Aaron Pearce up the inside. Car 41, which is Vincent Young. Vincent Young, is he actually a lap down at the moment? I'm not sure what's going on though.
No, I think he's in position 14, hasn't had any dramas. What's his lap time so far? No, I know he's run 54s, 51s, 51 flat, the best time on lap 5 so far, so no, 14th position.
Just a bit of a glitch on my timing screen on that one. Alex Cherney starting to move up as well. He's still sat behind Scotty Newton there, so as we see one of the Corvettes there just coming offline, going out of the final turn. Tricky last corner actually, that one, off cambered corner, very easy to get a little bit loose coming out of there.
Yeah, on Aaron Pearce has had a little too, he's been collected on the main straight there. It's, who's done that to him? That's pretty ordinary driving out. I know you can't do a replay at the moment, but yeah, he's taken a lot of damage there. Vincent Young has just driven straight into the side of him there, and that's going to ruin both their races. So Pearce and Young, I would imagine, are both going to be out as a result of that.
This battle seems to be hotting up between Scott Newton, Alex Cherney, Harrison O'Brien. Jacko's caught back up to this as well, so 4 cars starting to get a little bit of race together. Jackson had a little look into that tricky left-hander there, but nothing coming. All BMWs in this area of the field, so it's fair to say the Z4 is still quite loved out there.
Yeah, there's a bit of love for the BMW, but you'll find that there's a lot of love for the RUFs as well. Just looking at Tim Jackson here trying to make his way up here from right behind Harrison O'Brien, the BHP Billiton BMW fellow Australian representative, is getting through there. So Jackson hemorrhaging time badly here at the moment, being held up. Yeah, he's not way off the pace, but he has struggled. I think you'll find, AC, that being the first time we've raced at night, I think you'd be surprised how dark it is in some of these tracks here. If we just go on board, I don't know, let's go on board Mark Lang's. If we just find Mark Lang's car, if we just go on board Mark Lang's Corvette, we'll do a lap with him on board the car, just more for my sake than anything. I just love listening to this car. But you'll see how dark the actual track is.
Yeah, just jump on board now as he's rounding the final corner. Who's that? He's behind timing. Daniel Smith at the moment, so...
Yeah, Daniel Smith, so there's 18th and 19th position now.
Oh, Smith goes straight on into turn 1, so...
Sorry, Daniel, you're 50 seconds of fame, finished 14 seconds early, mate. I do apologise, but still on board with Mr. Lang. Sorry, just trying to catch up there. just have a look how dark that is, AC. It's deceptively dark.
Yeah, we used to run in like night races at places like Sebring that, you know, sort of have the cat's eyes and are lit up pretty well, and some of obviously the oval guys, well, it's all flood lit. So, but yeah, there's areas of the track very, very dark, and you know, I'm not sure the amber lights are helping Mark there as well. You want some, just want some normal lighting on that one.
And you'll especially see in a couple of practice laps here during the week, and you'll see, especially into the last section, I find it gets awfully dark in these cars. Hard to see the apex. So
I have to say, sorry to interrupt you there. This Corvette is so loud. I'm pretty sure it's drowning us out at the moment. The power that this thing has, just by the sound of it, it's just awesome. So I'm not surprised why Mark's jumped in this. He must be loving it.
Oh, it's a sensational sandy car. Just seemed to be struggling out of that turn there with gear selection or something. I'm not sure what he's using here, but I find here you got this hairpin here, then you got this sharp little left-right coming onto the front straight. Just this section here, look how dark it gets here.
Yeah, coming out underneath that tunnel.
And you compare that, we can just drop my one. We're on board now with Mark Noble in the 27k RUF, and look at the lighting difference. Sure, we're going on the main straight at the moment, but the lighting on the RUF is so much better than the lighting on that Corvette.
Yeah, let's just quickly jump on board with Mark and just take a quick look at that as well. That's Mark Noble.
So, yeah, Mark's last lap at 151.5, putting in strong performances in the local SEK Australian Championship, and he's just loving this RUF now that it's competitive again. Let's face it, the RUF wasn't competitive last season compared to the BMW, but iRacing, I think, have done a really good job with this series in balancing all the cars out again. Great opportunity to look at the flames as well coming out of the rear of Mark Lang. This Corvette, it's just under lights. You're not going to get a better shot of the flames than Mark Noble's 27 RUF here.
That's another little feature they've added to there, just to add to the immersion for the races as well. So, and just like real life, the MP4 is spitting fire everywhere as well. That thing is crazy in real life, and it's good to see that they've done exactly that in the race. Warren Pickering starting to put a fair bit of pressure on P4 here as well. Juan. Both guys in the RUF.
Pickering's showing some great pace in that 29, isn't he? Just pressuring Juan. What are we? Lap 8 here. So early pace by Pickering. Started 6 on the grid. He may have been surprised at that with a good time, but clean driver. There probably won't be any dents on his car by the time it's finished.
Yeah, I had a little look there going into that hairpin. It's probably one of the most prominent overtaking positions. There's a few actually in the GT cars. Very tricky in, say, like the single seaters around here. The straights are quite short, but the GT cars seem to be really suited to this layout. And lots of heavy braking zones, so a lot of opportunity to get past.
Up in front here, Dongwu gang's all over the back of Marcus Lennon here. You can throw a blanket over the two of them. Pressure's on now. He surprised me in qualifying compared to his practice lap time, but now he's all over him. Just pressure. Maybe the fuel strategy's out the window. Deep under brakes. Probably not a passing spot there, Dongwu.
Unfortunately, we're just having a couple of internet connection problems, so I can't see the guys on screen at the moment. Hopefully we'll bring you that battle momentarily, and they're back for the moment. Let's just hope that the connection holds out as we see Marcus's flamethrower at the back of that McLaren there.
Well, lap 9, he's just done a 147 even. I think it is. Yeah, 147. Oh, standby, sorry.
Yeah, Dong, we're having a little look, just making sure that Marcus knows he's still alright on him. These guys actually flying away now. Whereabouts is Charles in Charles probably sitting, what's that, about 5-6 seconds back now?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 seconds.
Deep Arcade making his way up to 5th. Oh, Dongwoo very close. A left-hander that does invite people to have a little go in there. It's a tricky corner and people are normally a little nervous of that, so if you've got the confidence, it's definitely worth having a go.
It's just so inviting, isn't it? But if you don't get it right, there's that serious potential to ruin a couple of people's days, there's no doubt about that.
Dongwoo has a little look, nothing going on there. I was just actually having a quick look at the timing screen. Lazardri and Brett Woods as well getting particularly close to one another.
Sorry, AC, I've got a bit of a drama here. If you could tell me when the leaders are crossing the start-finish line on a particular lap, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. They're just going around turn 1 now. Oh, Dongwoo just gets a little bit loose.
Of lap.
Can't tell you.
Hold up.
Hold on.
No, that's alright. Right, that's alright.
Dead. Right, sorry about that. Just a few synchronization issues there, but yeah, Dongwoo now, he's probably, well, 1.2 seconds back, so that little mistake that he made as he's just coming underneath the first of the bridges now. Through the right-hander, easy flat out here. Approaching the sweeping left-hander now. This is a lovely corner. Use the camber on the inside, switch back for the right-hander again, skimming the curb. Bleed the car out wide, kissing the curb beautifully there. This tricky left-hander brakes hard, kisses that apex beautifully on the inside. So he feels confident in there, made that little mistake. He's going to need to start putting the pace down though, 1.5 seconds. So he's already caught up 0.4 seconds of that little mistake that he made. But yeah, Marcus is looking strong out there.
Yeah, Marcus is looking strong, but I say it is all about fuel conservation, I believe. The McLaren has the slightly bigger fuel tank, but yeah, it's all about what mapping they're running as well, and where they see themselves tactically throughout this race. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the cars is going to blink soon. There'll be some cars out there that will definitely have to two-stop.
Just having a quick look at Marcus Wang in one of the Corvettes out there. So there's only a few guys out there, but they're running it for the team. So needs to, I think some of the teams need to, or the nations need to get themselves organised and perhaps make sure they've all got a driver out there in this car, because it's not going to be doing them any favours in the championship.
No, I've just got a suspicion that if we just keep our eyes on Marcus Lenderman, there might be a pit stop coming. I'm not sure the McLaren's going to get to halfway. It's just got some information that, yeah, I don't think the McLaren's going to make it. So we just stay on board Lenderman for a while. I reckon he'll be due for a pit stop, which will really release Dongwoo Gang, who's showing some speed.
Yeah, that gap back down to 1.1 seconds, so in all of a lap and a half he's closed in 0.8 seconds, so it definitely seems really quick out there. I mean, I don't know if you spoke to the guys before the race, Brenton, but what's the draft like around here? Does it have such a big effect? I mean, we know at previous tracks it's been huge.
Yeah, and nothing's changed. Like the draft down the straight's fantastic. More in the faster corners that the drivers are apparently getting a lot of understeer, so they're hard to keep that grip, keep that downforce in the faster turn. So you've got to cash in whilst you can on the straight, because it is hard to keep up. And also tyre wear, from what I understand, is actually fairly high here.
Yeah, it was interesting you said that, because that was going to be my next question actually. The with the cold conditions, I thought the tyres would hold on, and we know the current tyre that the guys are using suffer a lot with thermal degradation, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Lenderman continues for one more lap, so
start of lap 13.
Yeah, just going on to lap 12 now. Looks like the gap's down to 0.9 of a second.
Yeah, Dongwoo's still showing some pace, isn't he? he just seems to be able to position his car so much better in and out of the turns.
Marcus just runs a little wide there on the exit of that corner. So, and that's allowed Dongwu to catch right back up onto him now.
Right on him now. Yeah, with the flames out the back of the McLaren before just looked sensational under braking.
I just quickly looked like Alex Cherney was having a move on Scott Newton there, as we have some more little glitches with our feed. Apologies for that.
Well, Alex Cherney's doing a fantastic job just behind Scotty Newton, but Scotty Newton so far, I think Scott's actually got through Alex. Yeah, he has. Alex was 6th, Scott was 7th, so Scott is stretching his legs more and more. He's had a disappointing qualifying, no doubt, but now that he's got that open air, he's up and away and he's through Alex. So whether he's racing tactically sound, I'm not sure about Scott. We'll have to keep our eye on him, but we know Alex would have had a chat with Tobias, no doubt, about fuel conservation. And just behind them as well, with Marcus Wang in the Corvette, 8th position, lasted a 47.8.
But Dongwu getting ever closer as well, so a lot of little battles starting to form up, and guys have started to make their way into the pits as well. Huang has had his pit, which is why Pickering's up into 4th place at the moment. Again, the leaders just make their way through some of the back markers. Good sensible driving from them, just letting them go.
Yeah, there's good work by the back marker who's out to DK Lee, has let them through well there. I believe it was DK. Yeah, so Dongwu's he's just putting that pressure on Marcus. Made a couple of little mistakes, certainly nothing major, certainly nothing's cost him the lead of the race.
Yes, Dongwu just has a look. Oh, was there a little bit of contact there? I'm not sure. But Dongwu's through. Marcus now wants to fight back, has a little look again.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on Marcus here. He's looking very aggressive behind. I wouldn't be surprised if he's about to pit here. Yeah, my information is that the Mclarens are really going to have to struggle to get to 15 laps. I think a short stop here, maybe a splash and dash, get that over and done with early. Just keeping our eyes on Lindemann here. Yep.
Yeah, he does jump in. Probably sensible as well. Just lost the lead position, so get in there, get some fresh rubber. Maybe try and use the undercut to get back past. Dongwu continues for another lap.
Yeah, the undercut may work. So, yeah, but if the buffs and the other BMWs only one stop, well, this is going to be a massive bit of pain that Lindemann takes. He overshot the pits as well, it looks like. So this is all mistakes, Lindemann. So he's got the speed, but maybe that bit of pressure. I would have thought with Mikko Nasi not here tonight, he's got to cash in on that. Cash in on the fact that the last year's title winner's not here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having a little look further down, you're talking about some of the BMWs and guys continuing on. Charles Desir, Warren Pickering starting to get closer and closer to one another. Warren having a little look. No, he doesn't. Oh, I thought he was going to stick his nose up the inside there. Charles still feels the need just to cover the inside of the corner. That's going to hurt his exit slightly. Warren coming out from under the tunnel. Having a look into this fast right-hander, he's up the inside. There's not usually an overtaking place. Great move side by side. Charles is going to have the inside here. Holds on to that position, but he might be able to get a cut back. Got a good run. Switches to the right, round the outside. Charles defending the inside there. Great driving from both guys. They retain their positions. P2 and P3.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Nice clean driving. A lot of respect for both drivers here. So, yeah, fantastic to see. Yeah, Pickering's done a great move there down into that straight there.
Yeah, side by side now. He's got the run. He's through. just ahead.
Warren Pickering, Warren Pickering up to 3rd place from 6th on the grid. Fantastic performance this in the 29 rough. Probably a bit of a surprise, to be fair to Warren. Good steady driver, but just shows how well iRacing have balanced out this series here.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see, actually, and I think Warren showed some sparks last season in a few races that he did, so I dare say that he's probably enjoying being back in the rough. Seems like he's more suited for that car, and it's far more competitive out there now.
Yeah, a bit of a gap to we got Marcus Wang in the Corvette, now up to 4th with Scotty Newton, Alex Cherney, Tobias Cherney and Lenderman, who's come out behind them, so that's not going to be to Lenderman's advantage there. Stuck in a bit of traffic with the 2 fuel conserving Cherney brothers in their BMWs.
Yeah, those guys clearly just going for the one stop. As we have a couple of little...
Scotty Newton's coming to a stop. He's just pulling up on the side of the road. He's had to let the 3 through. There's an issue with Newton here. He's slowed dramatically here. Just go on board if that's alright, see what the problem might be.
Yeah, unfortunately we just seem to be having our connectivity issues. Can't see what's going on with Newton out there.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
On board with Newton, I'm going to have a guess. He's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel, so he's thriving in his... Oh, another one, maybe Brett Wilson may be out of fuel. So the BMW has run out of fuel on lap 15. Could be just a simple fact that he hasn't conserved his fuel well enough, but yeah, he's out of fuel. His race is done, so that's a terrible shame for Scotty Newton. Run a strong race up into 5th place, but got to keep your eye on the fuel gauge.
Yeah, there it is, as it just finally conks out on him. I don't think he's got any chance whatsoever. And we've got another car off there. I'm not sure who that is.
Bernie Wormers has spun as well, so I think that's Bernie.
No, somebody looked like they were coming out of the auxiliary pit lane. One of the Corvette drivers. I'm not sure who that was at all.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the Corvettes, that pit entry is extremely hard to see at night. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just completely missed the pit entry.
Dongwu Gang, he's just come out of the pits as well.
Yeah, as has Pickering, so we'll get on board Lenderman here with Dongwu Gang. They're right on each other's shoulder here.
Can't see him.
With the cold tyres, or Dongwu with the cold tyres, we're on lap 16. Just comes out in front of Lenderman. I hope you're catching this AC, because there's a great battle about to ensure.
Yeah, unfortunately we've got some connectivity issues again. We're really struggling out here today, so I know we had some stuttering, and now we've got some connection issues as well, so clearly the Motegi race has struggled.
Yes, that's a shame, because Wu and Marcus Lenderman have just had that collision on lap 16. That's going to cost them dearly, and what that's going to do, Lenderman keeps going. Dongwu, long time to recover there. What that's going to do is Pickering and Tissera now having a look at Dongwu Gang, so they've made up considerable ground. So yeah, Lenderman's going to have to do another stop. We know that he's not going to be able to make 17 laps in the Mclaren on a single tank. He's going to have to. He can use all his fuel. Lenderman try and stretch out, because Dongwu has had that issue. Now under some severe pressure from Charles Tissera and Warren Pickering.
Yeah, we're caught back up with the battle, so apologies for that. Not sure what's going on with some of the stream today, but it looks like we just missed the most important bit of action there. But Charles round the outside of Dongwu, Pickering having a little look as well. It could be 3 wide here going into this final complex. Round the outside of Desir there for Pickering.
What a fantastic drive by Pickering. Very in the sense driving perhaps by Tissera. They're both still in the race, but you know, that BMW just looks so wide compared to Lenderman in the pits again, and again looked like he's overshot the pits. So twice in 3 laps Lenderman's pitted, so he'll just put that top up of fuel in, won't need to worry about changing tyres and get out there quickly, but every second he's in the pits is a second that these boys are getting away.
So I'm guessing he must have picked up some damage there or something like that that's forced him to come in so soon. Should be able to make it all the way, or perhaps that was just the idea, just to do a quick stint and then fill up again. So as Thesir looks like he was going to have a move on Pickering, but maintains in P3 at the moment. Huang behind them as well. He pitted really early. This pack has actually formed straight back up as well, so the top 4 covered by less than 2 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, Zhong Huang, we did seem to disappear for a while, but obviously that was his fuel strategy. Was able to run as long as he could, so he'll only be one stopping as well. But the top 4 very close at all. But again, with Marcus Lenderman comes out behind Tobias Tuni. I think Tobias has struggled for pace. You called that earlier. All cars have had their pit stop, so he's a little bit off the pace. Alex Cherney is up into 6th at the moment. Tim Jackson, who we know will need to do another depart for an early stop, up into 5th. So Jackson will be happy with that. He bashed and bruised a bit after putting the wall on lap 2, I think it was, and then getting stuck behind traffic. So has certainly compromised his position. I know he was planning on one stopping. Thought it was a bit of a secret there, Jacko, but the rest of the world's caught up with that. Yeah. But yeah, he's showing some good pace. It's a long championship. You don't want to throw away early points in the series. Oh, Huang's made a mistake. We were just talking him up, and he's made a terrible mistake. Just coming into the pit straight.
Yeah, we can see the aftermath of it now. He finds himself like 10 seconds behind. He's going to be under pressure from Jacko before long.
Yeah, there's some damage to that. It just, I don't know, it just looks like it's crabbing slightly, that car. I think there's going to be an issue with him. Still, he seems to be on the pace fairly quickly, but yeah, there's some bad damage at the back of that.
You can see some damage on the front left. Again, apologies, we can't bring you any replays of this at the moment. So I'm sure we'll have all these glitches fixed for the next race. Just one of those things, first round issues. Well, some sort of problems at Apex Racing TV.
Well, we're high up in the mountains here at Motegi. We're 90 miles north of Tokyo. It's actually a purpose-built track for the Honda Motor Company. It's where a lot of Hondas used to do their F1 pre-season testing. Yeah, they actually literally had to cut the top of the mountains off in Japan. I've actually been here in real life. It's an awful spectacular sight. Yeah, they actually had to cut the top of the mountains off just specifically to put this track in. So, fantastic facility.
Lenderman now starting to put a little bit of pressure on Cherney. That's Tobias, sorry, as the brothers are both racing today, I forget. But one thing about Tobias, sorry Brenton, you go.
Yeah, I was just saying, sorry, just in front of our leader in Dongwu Gang, Scotty Goodman and Mark Noble are having a sensational little joust there for some of the lower positions, it must be said, but 20th and 21st, these guys have just been watching their times. These guys have been racing nose to tail pretty much for about the last 6 or 7 laps, so you know, there's always a race within the race. You know, the leaders are having their fair stoush and they're putting on a great performance, but just those little races within the race. Oh, and by saying that, I think Scott Goodman's just gone off. Terrible mockers on him, sorry Scott.
I think we've done that a few times today now, so there's another. I'm sure it won't be our last. Curse of the commentator as Mark moves aside as the leader comes through. And actually extremely good sportsmanship from Mark Noble there. Literally almost comes to a standstill.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Noble's enjoying his drive with Goodman so much. He might have actually waited for him there. He didn't need to pull up that much. That was very charitable, Mark Noble, no doubt about that. It's probably an example of how to get out the way. There's no doubt about that. But I think he's just
Goodman goes wide again. So I think Mark is better off just getting the pedal onto the metal and catching up with someone else.
Well, meanwhile up the front, Dongwu Gang just with a 148.1 last lap. Just not. I thought he might have pulled a gap out pole position, man, but Warren Pickering with a 47.9 is just slowly pegging him back, and he's bringing Charles Teixeira with him. So just coming up. Where are we? Just coming up to the end of the lap here. end of lap
definitely
19.
carrying some damage on the front left of that RUF as well, so that could be the problem. Just maybe a little bit of tracking issue on that front left could be enough to slow him down those 2 or 3 tenths that he had advantage in qualifying. These guys have got an opportunity. I think Charles, you know, he's starting to look really strong as well, really starting to put the pressure on Pickering too.
Well, Mikko Nasi's not here. Lenderman's back of quite a few places with a lot of work to go, and you can't see him catching these boys. A lot of the lap times that these guys are doing. So, you know, you've taken Lenderman out of the equation. You take last year's champion Mikko Nasi out of the equation.
I think that's some.
You know, Ewan's not here.
Kwong there as well, recovering from a spin, if I'm not mistaken. So he's really struggling out there. That damage has just been too much. That moves Jacko and Alex Cherney up to 4th and 5th, and actually Alex is really starting to put the pressure on Tim here now. I sense it's not going to be long before we see him have a real go, trying to move himself up into 4th. Great performance from Alex, obviously fairly newcomer to the series. I mean, we did see him a couple of times, but more importantly he's fairly new to iRacing itself, so only been on here a matter of months, so great to see how he's picking up to both the sim and the series.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Everett, you have to remember the Jacksons.
Oh, he's going for a move! Side by side, here they are. Actually looks like Jacko got a terrible run coming out of that left-hander. Journey up into 4th place.
We have to remember that Jackson had to pit very, very early. I think he pitted lap 9 due to damage, so his tyres are considerably older than Cherney, so just that extra drive out of that hairpin, you could just see it, couldn't you? But Jackson's tyres must be screaming about now's time for a change.
Yeah, no chance of him unfortunately making it all the way by the sound of it there, so let's just jump back to this battle for the lead, although Dongwoo's just broke away slightly, 1.2 seconds in front at the moment from Charles Desir. When did Charles get past Warren? We totally missed that off camera, so Charles up. These guys have been close all race, so I'm not surprised that they're ebbing and flowing. I dare say that they're going to have another change of position later on in this race.
Well, it could be all down to their fuel mapping and what stage they are at with it, couldn't it? It's something as important as, yeah, your map 1 to map 2. You might just make that extra distance. It could be some traffic. We just saw that they've just lapped Tim Ballinger in the Seoul Oval Ford GT. Fantastic job by him, up to 19th place. Considerably the slower car to the rest of them, but that's an awesome performance by Tim. He should be congratulated on that performance.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people shy away from that Ford GT. There was rumours that it was going to have a bit of an upgrade on the vehicle to bring it up to sort of GT3 spec, but that hasn't happened. But he's stuck with the car, and yeah, doesn't need a pit stop, which can be the advantage. Pickering having a look now down the back straight. Nothing going this time.
Pickering still putting to Sarah here, just coming at the end of the strike at the start of lap 22.
Yeah, back through. Great move there. Turn 1. Gonna have to defend it down into turn 3.
Yeah, so Pickering's got that pace here. Teixeira went through the lap before. He's obviously straight back through.
Starting to close the gap back to Dongwoo Gang as well. So this race isn't over yet by any means.
No, but Dongwoo with that damage. Dongwoo with that damage hasn't been able to produce his normal lap times. His practice lap times, where were they? 46.4s, and just then he's running a 48.1, so considerably down on his practice lap. So obviously some damage has caused a bit of issues for him here. And it's brought Pickering and Teixeira right back with him.
Yeah, it looks like Jacko's not giving up the fight for 4th place yet. Still just sat half a second behind Alex. But yeah, Warren getting ever closer. Oh, runs a little bit wide there. It's not going to help his XXC. His line was compromised through the final sector here. Doesn't appear to lose too much time. Charles just dropping back from these two just a little bit. So looks like it might be go time for Warren out there.
And if we could jump on board with Mark Lang and Marcus Wang for the first time in this series, we're going to see two Corvettes side by side here in 18th, or sorry, 19th, I think it is, in 22nd. So Marcus through. Marcus obviously had a few problems, but just to have the two Corvettes together, we haven't seen that side before, and Marcus is considerably faster here than Mark Lang at this stage of the race. Mark just, I know 21st, 22nd, so that was actually for position, sorry.
Yeah, as Mark gets all out of shape, looks like he is really struggling with his tyres out there.
Yeah, he's pitted lap 12, so he's going to have to two-stop, we know that. 47.1's his quickest time on lap 25, so... Oh, sorry, no. No. His last lap was a 57.5, sorry. So, yeah, he's thereabouts, but at the moment just seems to be struggling. He's got Woods coming up to lap him from 8th place, which, yeah, Brett Woods has certainly done a fantastic job here.
Yeah, Brett earlier on looked very, very racy. Just seemed to have dropped off of Tobias a little bit, but yeah, one to watch out for, I think.
Yeah, started 20th on the grid, so putting in a strong performance, no doubt.
Warren up the inside of Dongwu, side by side, nearly touch each other still. Dongwu doesn't want to give this up. He's going to have to take the tight line through this section. Warren around the outside. He's going to have the high ground for the final turn. Still there side by side. Great driving here. And
through.
Giles as well. Perhaps wants to get in on that action.
Oh, defensive driving Dongwu, cutting in between the RUF and the BMW. Deep under brakes by Teixeira.
Yeah, great move from Warren there. Moves himself up into the lead of this race. Closing laps now.
Well, for the first time in this series, Warren Pickering has taken the lead of a race. Still the 6 laps to go. He's shown some genuine pace. I know he's good on his tyres, so he could be away here with the damage to Dongwu, who has the potential to hold up Charles Sierra.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race to keep an eye on. I think these oh, Dongwu all out of shape again. He's going to lose a place.
Teixeira's through. Well, Pickering probably didn't get the advantage he thought he would. I think he would have loved Teixeira to stay behind Dongwu for another couple of laps.
Yeah, maybe that damage is just finally wreaking its toll on the tyres on that RUF for Dongwu gang. Finds himself in 3rd place. He's got 21 seconds over Alex Cherney, so I think he should be safe in 3rd as long as nothing else happens.
Well, I think he should just pack up his toys and put them in the toy box, because he's not going to be able to keep up the other two. Not with his lap times. He's down into the last lap at 1 minute 50.1. Way off the pace that's needed here. Pickering and Teixeira, they'll be away. He won't catch them.
Having a quick look at another battle on track at the moment as well. Brett Wilson on Harrison O'Brien. I think Harrison might have had a second stop. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can confirm that for me, Brenton. But yeah, he finds himself under a little bit of pressure right now.
Yeah, Harrison split his strategy up. Pit lap 10, pit lap 20, so 2 stopped. Probably... if he had his time again, no doubt he would have won stop. There seems to be that significant advantage with the BMWs and the RUFs tonight, that they can go one stopping if needed. I haven't seen any of the Mclarens one stopping at all, so that could be something that needs to be looked at with fuel conservation.
Yeah, exactly. The guys in the BMWs knew that they could make it. Seen the Cherney brothers go long before, but they're doing it again. Lenderman currently 2 seconds ahead of Tobias, so Lenderman has had his second stop, hasn't he? He had to come in for that little splash after getting a bit of damage from contact, so he's done, so that's a straight on fight between those two now.
Yeah, Barricade's in the pit in the Corvette. Woods is just coming out of the pits in his RUF, and Tim Jackson has just had his pit stop as well and come out just in front of Mark Lang. So Jackson has had his second stop. Still a good effort here by Jackson, still in 8th place. I've got him. So that's a fantastic fight back. Pretty severely damaged BMW early doors. Has had to 2-stop, so he's fighting hard here. As we said, there's points to be taken here. You've got to make the most of it, and you know, considering the problems he's had a fantastic fight back here. The same can be said with Marcus Lenderman, up to 5th now in front of Tobias Journey. You know, he dropped back. He's had to take that extra stop. You lose. What are we losing here? You lose anything between 37 to 40 seconds in pit row. So for him to have that extra pit stop and be past Tobias Journey is a strong performance, and we know he'll make it to the end on fuel now.
Yeah, you have to say he had the pace out there to win this race today, but the same could be said for Dongwu Gang, so the little collisions cost them, but both still in the race, so it wasn't an absolute complete loss. The important thing I think which we've seen throughout the different seasons, as Tobias has a look up the inside of Lenderman here, under braking, pushes himself in on the inside, great move.
Got to be a chance, great move.
Lenderman's still there on the outside.
Lenderman's
He's going to have the high ground this time by... And Mclaren looks quite far. Ooh, just cuts back in front of him in the braking zone. Not sure about that. Deep on the brakes. Tobias up the inside, and he goes a little bit loose. And Lenderman holds on to it. Tobias had the opportunity there. That was great racing there. So
it was great racing. Very aggressive, defensive there by Marcus. Maybe might be a bit of a chop, I would imagine, but it's cost them a bit of time because they were both making ground on Alex Journey in front in the 4th position. So yeah, there might not be enough laps now, I wouldn't think, for Lenderman to catch. But up the front there, who we got? Where is Pickering?
Yeah, Warren's about 1.3 seconds. Look at the live time in, ahead now of Charles Lussier, so looking strong at the moment.
He is looking strong with some traffic ahead, including one of his teammates. His team at Bernie Weimer's in front. That's his team principal, Redback Racing. So Warren's in a very strong position here. There's no damage to his car. Running some laps, just did a 47.1 if you don't mind. However, Charles Lussier, 46.8. There's still a race here to be had.
0.3 of a second closed that lap. Gap down to 1.1 seconds on my screen. So
it's still a comfortable lead. When I say comfortable, we're talking 1 second, but I don't think he'd be affected by the draft at the moment. So he's putting in some strong lap times with that traffic in front, including his, like I said, his team principal Bernie Williams. So hopefully he'll get a good run through.
Yeah, I dare say they'll be on the radio together and just getting some little orders. Bernie will there just to hold up Charles here just a little bit, not too much, as the stewards will look into it, but I'm sure he could cost him half a second here or there.
And unfortunately the car in between Warren and Bernie, Jarset Frazek, possibly picked the worst colour you could possibly get for a night race. I'm not sure he knew it was a night race. If he had his time again, he probably wouldn't run that colour. That's completely black.
I think it's dark green, isn't it? But it looks completely black, so...
Oh, actually, no, I think you're right. I think there is a bit of green in there. Oh, gee, I don't know, is there? But, yeah, but he's actually done the right thing, Frazek. He's let the 2 leaders through uninterrupted. Race goes on.
Charles Lussier ever closer, 7/10 of a second between them now. He caught up. Let me have a look when the times clocked by. It looks like they pretty similar lap times to the last one, actually. A 47.1 and a 46.8. So.
Well, if the positions maintain they are, or even if they swap over, I don't Charles as many races as he's done. I don't think he's actually won a race in the Asia GT series, or the PitTalkAsia series. So, fantastic effort so far. It'd be one way or the other if it stays as they are, or just change. We're gonna have a first-time winner.
You're right. I don't think he has won one. Actually, And just for the fact that Tobias started to look particularly racy in his BMW, it looks like the BMWs might be a bit kinder on the tyres, which is why they're coming strong now.
Well, they are
under
coming
more
strong,
pressure.
aren't they? But this is the type of championship changing thing for the team style last year between Australia and Singapore. I think it was only the points at the end. So this is the type of thing where the Australians and the Singaporeans are going to be close, I would imagine, throughout again.
Oh, Charles.
First, deep under brake by Charles.
Yeah, cost him a little bit of time there. Can't afford to be making these mistakes. Just a few laps to go now.
Well, we'll just jump on board Warren here for a second as he comes up to lap his teammate Bernie. You'd imagine that Bernie will try and get out of his way and see how this goes. Into the last section, Bernie hasn't let him through. Oh, and it's cost a lot of momentum for Warren.
Yeah, not what he wanted there, Pickering. We jump on board with Charles, very, very close now. Oh, and wide for
wide again.
Pickering.
Oh, good apex, good speed coming out of the turn though. Plays that position, but a little bit clumsy between the two teammates, it must be said. And that's let Charles right back in this after that previous mistake.
Yeah, Warren actually gets a great turn 2 and 3. So, builds up that gap. I think Charles just made a little mistake on entry there as well, so all the time he gains, he's going to have to do it again.
Well, every car length counts. Lap and a half to go. He just looks comfortable at the moment, Pickering. I probably shouldn't have said that so clearly.
Yeah, as he puts the bejesus up us as he just disappears off the screen for the moment, but appears back in the lead, so nothing to worry about there. You always do worry when there's a little blink, don't you?
Yeah, you do. There's been of them, unfortunately, in tonight's race, so run with it coming into the back straight here.
Charles got a great drive out there. He's going to have an opportunity here. Side by side.
Oh,
into the braking zone. Oh, Warren ever so late on the brakes. Still side by side through this corner, but Charles had the high ground there. Had his nose up the inside. Takes the position. Great driving.
Well, that's a great time to pass too, let it be known. 1 lap to go. Warren's got time to fight back. But I think you're right with the BMW. I think the tyres have just been able to be kept that little bit fresher. It's available to the BMW at this late stage.
As traffic moves out of the way there, that was a chance for Warren, but
Alex Chung.
nothing coming there. Both drivers have a little flick on screen as well.
Yeah, there's been plenty of that tonight, not at all, but the action at the front throughout the field's been fantastic tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch. It's some great stuff, but Warren's not out of this yet. And
in typical fashion, we just seem to have lost the drivers on screen at the moment. Talk us through it, please, Brenton. Yep. We're struggling out here.
Good drive here, having a look on the outside. Very defensive. Oh, there's a car. Oh, I think it was Woods has just stopped for some reason right on the side of the track. Warren had a great chance, but there's a car on the track that's blocked his momentum, and he's had to tuck in behind Teixeira again. Charles just with that 1 length lead. Very defensive, holding the inside line. Deep under brakes by Pickering.
We've got him back
driving by Teixeira.
Got him back just for the last few corners, which is great. Let's hope that holds out, as both of them again just have a little blink on me, but rest assured.
Yeah, I believe Charles is home. I can't see any places for Pickering to overtake now. No mistakes need to be made here. Pickering deep under brakes, just probably a bit wide there, and just that short little left-right to go onto the main straight, and this race will be belonging to Charles Teixeira. Across the straight now. Lap 30. Charles Teixeira, congratulations, winner race 1, season C of 2014 in the PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series. A fantastic effort by him. Just in front of Warren Pickering, just that 0.4 of a second Dongwu Gang coming through the strike. Yep, in third place. Had that damage. So our pole man still in third place. I think he would be happy with that. There's probably a bit more on offer there for him, but third place to Dongwu Gang. So BMW 1, RUF 2, RUF 3, back to Alex Cherney in fourth place. It's a fantastic drive by Alex, underrated from ninth on the grid. He'd be ecstatic with that result, no doubt. Marcus Lenderman in fifth place, just a bit back, probably lost a bit of time there at the end, 36 seconds off of the lead, in front of Tobias Cherney. Long way back now, Jackson. A good comeback by Jackson in the Demonov Innovations BMW. That's the third time I've said it. That's my limit. In seventh place, Yong Suk Hwang, our newcomer, eighth position. Harrison O'Brien, a good steady drive, no doubt about that, from 16th on the grid. So Harrison O'Brien in 9th, and Stephen Bouquet, the first of our Corvettes, a minute 19 back on Tessier, but I think Bouquet had a few issues with pit entry there in that stealth Corvette. They can't see anything out the front.
Yeah, you can see the problems we're having tonight as well. The timing screen's going absolutely bananas, but we can see Lazardri in 11th. Wong Kun Kwan in 12th, Brett Wilson is 13th, Bernie Weem is 14th, Freshak is 15th, Pai J, we didn't see him all race actually, 16th, Marcus Huang in 17th, Mark Noble is 18th, Scott Goodman down in 19th, Tim Ballinger in 20th. As we flick through the last and final pages, quite a few retirees in this one. I have to say I'm a bit surprised about that. Motegi is not normally a bad track, but yeah, quite a few people ended up not bringing it home.
Yeah, and a good battle pursued all the way through from between Mark Noble and Scotty Goodman, 18th to 19th, and Tim Ballinger, congratulations to him in the Ford GT, 20th position. That's a fantastic effort by Tim, and not to be underrated.
Well, Brenton, I think we're going to go for a quick short break, and we'll grab some interviews after that. Maybe have a quick chat with Liam as well, if he's there, and yeah, we'll wrap up the show shortly.
Before you go, who's your driver of the day?
Ooh, I don't think it's actually a tough one. I think it has to go to Warren. We haven't seen Warren fighting up there. Unlucky for him not to win, but P2, he's going to be pretty happy with that, I imagine. But Charles as well. Actually, do you know what? It is quite a hard decision. Charles' first victory of ever in the series. Oh, I don't know who to give it to now. I think I'm still going to give it to Warren because he had to fight through and he made some great moves throughout that race. So yeah, it's got to go to Warren. Sorry, Charles.
Yeah, I'm going to go Warren as well. Do apologise, Charles. If I had such a chance to have an equal driver of the day, I would give it to both of you, but I can only choose one. Warren Pickering from 6 on the grid. Probably not as adept at being at the front in this series, and actually had the lead for a few laps. So from 6 on the grid, it'd be my driver of the day. But congratulations to Charles Tessier for a great win.
Right, just going to go to a quick break. We will be back shortly with some post-race interviews.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com. Okay, and now time for some interviews. I think it's probably best to bring in our race winner for today first.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll be very, very happy.
And rightly so. Welcome to Charles Tessier, PitTalkAsia.com GT Sim Series Race 1 winner. That's quite a mouthful, but worthwhile, no doubt. Welcome to ARL TV's coverage, Apex Racing TV's coverage of Race 1. Congratulations, Charles. What a fantastic start to the season. Tell us all about your race.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was a great race. I thought I had lost it once Marcus and Dongwu started pulling away, but yeah, sick. Can't believe it, man. I think it was just pure luck, really. The tires were finished by the end, so quite lucky to catch. Who was it? I can't remember. Warren, I think. Yeah. So I was trying to save fuel for the most of it, so I saved all the. I saved map 1 for the end, which turned out quite well. Yeah.
You put in a couple of slow laps, laps 13 and 14 down to the 151s. Is that because you were trying to conserve fuel to get to the all-important lap 15 mark?
Well, I was trying to save quite a lot of fuel because I had run for map 1 most of the entire way, and I realized that if I wanted to one stop, it was going to be tight. So yeah, I was trying to save fuel at the same time I was trying to text someone on the phone. So.
You know what they say about using phones and driving, Charles?
Yeah. Well, it turned out quite well, didn't it? So, time for everyone to start using their phones.
Now, with the BMW, to be honest with you, my information was that the BMW was not favoured here. Did you find any difference between the BMW, the RUF, and the Mclaren at all?
Well, I haven't driven the Mclaren since the public service on Sebring, but after driving the RUF last week, I think the RUF is suited to more bumpy and a bit dodgy tracks, whereas the BMW is a bit favoured towards the proper GP tracks. But yeah, I hadn't had any practice in any other car, so I just jumped in the BMW because I felt I had a good. Well, I was running quite well in the public service, getting good times with it, so I figured the setup wouldn't be too different between the that east layout and the full GP layout, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and it worked out quite well, so I'm very pleased with that, man.
And fuel wasn't a problem for you? I know you had to stretch out the last few laps and you were fuel map 1 all the way home, or did you have to do a bit of conservation for your second stint?
Well, after Dongwu and Warren started battling, I just decided to put it into map 3 or 4, I think it's map 4, and I was just cruising, well, not really cruising, but nailing the braking points every single corner, but on the straights I was trying to conserve the fuel. Yeah, I managed to save quite a bit of fuel until Warren and I got past Dongwu, and then I knew that I had to really put the hammer down to catch Warren, because Dongwu was limping quite a bit, so yeah, I think I ran map 1 for like about 8 laps or so. Yeah, I just managed to pull it off, yeah.
Well, a great start, no doubt. Probably maybe even unexpected, but you showed some solid pace. The McLaren's obviously a bit thirstier at the moment. I don't think any McLarens were able to one-stop, so obviously advantage there for the BMW. Surprised with Warren Pickering. It was great to see him up there. Good clean race between yourself, Warren and Dongwu Gang. Fantastic racing,
yeah.
Actually. Some good action there, but good to see a different driver up there in Warren.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a change, and I think if Miko were here, obviously it would be a bit different today, but seize the chances when they come. So yeah, I think I'm very pleased with the result. Maybe, hopefully, I can carry on to the next round, but we'll see. I don't even know where we're racing next week. So
Sebring next week.
Oh, fantastic! What a dodgy track.
Hey, just quickly before you go, visibility. How did you find it? It looked very, very dark on our screen, even when we're in the cockpit, in the view. How did you find the visibility? Dark, or you were okay?
I thought it was fine, except for the pit entry, which is very, very, very dodgy. But yeah, I'm running triple screen on my setup, so I just switch off the lights in the room, so I didn't have any reflections. So I think it was okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. I think that the temperature the surface temperature of the track made a big difference, really. Especially on lap 1. Yeah, but I don't think we need to say any more about that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again for any other track. Hopefully it's a one-off thing, but yeah, I think the new tire model is cool. We're getting used to it. I like it personally because I can make the tires last quite long. So yeah, I think I think we're in for a good season, man. I think we're in for a good season.
Well, congratulations to you, Charles. Our Race 1 PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series Race 1 winner. I got that right. So congratulations, mate, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much, man. Cheers.
Cheers, Charles. I think we need our driver of the day up here, Warren Pickering.
Definitely.
What do you think there, Liam?
Well done, mate.
Well, thank you very much for that, Warren. Well done to you too, Warren. Well done to you too, Warren. Congratulations, mate. That's a fantastic effort. Now, Race 1 PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series at Motegi. Fantastic race, and congratulations and welcome to the podium. Tell us a bit about your race.
Yeah, well, to be here, thanks for having me. I didn't think I'd ever make it up here, to be honest. Oh, epic race. It's hard to tell what's going on. There's obviously some tales of woe around the field. Obviously, you know, I can keep up with what's going on around me through the F3 box, but yeah, obviously Marcus and a few other big names have had some issues. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check the replay.
I think with Marcus stop for all the Mclarens, but what about yourself with fuel? Any issues at all? Did you have to turn your mapping down at all for the first stint or the second stint, or were you able to hold a consistent pace with strong mapping?
Yeah, so I was conserving, using short shift and turning the engine down. I think it worked pretty well for me, because what I did, I left it on map 1, for instance, to get up behind you know, either Charles or Dongwu, and I would sit behind them and conserve, but maintain the lap times, and then go back to map 1 and try and get past them and break a gap, to try and break that toe, and that worked for me fairly well. Came out of the pits after the pit stop, and with new tyres, I've forgotten how cold and miserable those tyres were. First corner was chronic understeer into almost terminal oversteer, which was a real challenge, and you would have seen that the first 3 guys were all in each other's pockets at that point, so it was every man for himself.
Fantastic result, mate. 46.791 on lap 24, your fastest lap. You actually, for laps 24, 25, 26, the fastest 3 laps of the race. Was tyres just came to? Did you do it when you pitted? I'm assuming you changed tyres?
Yes, I did. I just really tried to put my head down. Charles was catching quickly. I think we were both conserving at that point, so it was fairly even. There was a lot of back markers as well, so I just tried to really focus on hitting those marks. It was the highest I've ever been in this series, so I was pretty nervous, actually, to be honest.
Can't help but notice that one of those backers might have been your team principal, who may have just got in the way a little bit. What's going to happen at the team briefing there?
He apologised. Look, it was all good. Honestly, shout out to Bernie for the strategy. Really, like, we put a bit of work into the fuel strategy early this afternoon, and it obviously paid off.
You say you got a bit nervous there, being up the front. There, do the Australian SEK series do on Sunday nights in Australia?
Yeah, I do. So up until this point, I normally work away, but I've just got back in town, so I should be around for the whole series, which is exciting. It means I can get a bit more consistency and throw a few more laps down on track. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
No, we're on a fantastic opening race for the Redback Racing team. Congratulations to you, representing Australia very strongly there, mate. Mate, next week, Sebring, have you done many laps there at all?
No, I haven't, and because it's a bit of a bogey for me. I just haven't clicked with that track, so I'm going to have to lay some rubber down between now and then, but yeah.
Well, mate, congratulations on a fantastic result. 6 on the grid, up to second. Liam and myself both gave you the driver of the day. No, you don't get a trophy for it, and you don't get any points for it, but you get our heartful of respect, mate, so congratulations to you. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Oh no, really just the boys at RRT. It's a good group, and we all hook in and help each other with setups, and like I said, the fuel strategy and stuff. So it's a pretty good group. So shout out to those boys tonight.
Well, good on you, Warren. Warren Pickering coming second today. Now, PitTalkAsia.com series, got that right first time. Mate, congratulations to you, and good luck next week and the rest of the series.
Thanks, boys.
Because the You know the what do you call that? Onboard.
Tobias Cherney waiting, but no, Ryan's speaking. What do you reckon, Alex? We'll get Alex Cherney up here, followed by Nobby, and that'll do it.
Yep, that'll be it.
Welcome to interview with Alex Cherney, Liam Williams and Brenton O'Brien with you with the PitTalkAsia.com Race 1 series at Motegi. 4th place, Alex Cherney. What a fantastic result there, Alex, from 9th on the grid. Can you tell us a bit about your race?
Yeah, hello Brenton, hello Liam. Yeah, it was a fantastic race. I knew it was that the first lap would be very interesting, but after I managed this, I could follow my strategy, looking at the fuel, take it easy, and yeah, it went quite good.
Where are we, Alex? 47.988 lap 3, so strong enough. Yes, but look, you're very consistent, steady 48s, pitted on lap 15. You could run fuel map 1 after that, or what fuel map were you running in the second stint?
I was running the whole race in fuel map 2, and always looking at the amount which is left in the tank, and I don't have another monitor, so I always have to push the buttons in the black box, and it's quite tricky doing this while driving, but yeah, a little bit short shifting and going and leaving the gas in front of turns, then it's possible to manage the fuel amount.
Showed remarkable consistency. Looking at your lap times, you got 6.
Yeah, I was surprised that the last 10 laps they were almost the same.
You would have got bored of you saying 48.6, 48.6, 48.6. So
yeah,
obviously that's what it's about. Consistency. It's a strong, steady race. 30 seconds off the race lead, but I think you'd be happy with that result if someone offered you 4th. You would take that.
No, it's I'm really happy with the result, because I don't know, half an hour before the race I realized that we won't race on Motegi East, so I was a little bit surprised. So I had do some practice laps on this track, but I knew it from Gran Turismo, so it was possible. And then
well, it's good to see you did your homework there, Alex. But 4th place is fantastic. Sebring next week. How do you normally go there?
I've not done any lap there. I have to look if I find pace there, but I've bought this track, so I could do some practice lap.
Well, mate, congratulations tonight. 4th is in round 1, mate. Fantastic effort. You'll be happy with that. So, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my mates, and especially to my brother who was helping me with the car. And yeah, thanks for our sponsors, and that's it.
Well, good job, Alex. Which team are you representing this season, can I ask?
Yeah, I'm driving a Powerbond. I'm the V8. I'm driving the Powerbond team, and so on the Z4 I have to. Yeah, there are small hints on my skin.
I know which team you drive for in the V8s, because it's still got Bond on the back of my car after race 1 of the V8 series tonight, the last turn. But
yeah, sorry for that. That's really unlucky.
No, that's alright, mate. Who are you racing for in the GT series? Are you with a team? Have you nominated a team, country you're with, or not?
At the moment, not. I have to look if I'm driving with my brother for Team Germany, or we'll see.
Well, congratulations, Alex. 4th place in tonight's race, mate. Good job, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
You tell your brother that he's not getting interviewed tonight, so he can save his voice box for next week.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Last and definitely not least, we probably don't need to ask a question. Mark Noble, Nobby, 18th in the race, Nobby, after 27th on the grid. You can fill in the gaps, mate. How was your race?
Oh, mate, that was just unbelievable. It's like 6 degrees here and I'm sweating. Oh, mate, it was just like, it was the best race I've had probably for 3 or 4 seasons. It was absolutely brilliant. Scotty Goodman from Redback Racing. We had an absolute brilliant battle. I think the first few laps, a lot of people were pushing too hard on the cold tyres. I think that's where I made a lot of spots up. But when me and Scotty got together, we both come out of the pits behind each other again, and it was on for all the whole race. It was absolutely brilliant, and I'm stoked with the finishing spot.
Mate, and congratulations to you. A fantastic drive for Kimmy's Rural Fentons RUF. Now, you guys have a bit to do with Redback Racing. Do you guys swap setups with the RUFs at all for this series, or KRF do their thing and RRT do their thing?
No, they do their own thing, mate. No, he won't even give me a password to his practice sessions.
That's a bit nasty. Mate, tell us a bit about your race. What you pitted lap 15. How was your fuel? You were okay for fuel after that, no doubt?
Yeah, I had about 0.4 of a litre left after the first 15, so I knew I'd be pretty right. So yeah, I could push pretty hard all the way.
Well, good consistent times, mate. Where are we? 51s at the end. Actually, constant 51s at the end there. Mate, did you have any problem with traffic at all? Like with any faster cars coming through at all? Everything seemed to be okay?
Oh, I think Alex and those boys caught me at a bad spot just before that little chicane halfway through the track there. I sort of pulled off the grass and let them through, but it sort of worked out in the end. I caught the other bloke again, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, mate, 18th place. If someone offered you that at the start, mate, no doubt you would take that. So, fantastic result. Congratulations to you, mate. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, Kimmy's Rural Fencing, of course. Coastal Kitchenware and Aloha Gardens and Apex Racing UK Academy. So, yeah, thanks, boys.
No, thank you. Congratulations, Mark Ubel, coming 18th in round 1 tonight. So well done, Nobby. Great job, mate. And Sebring next week, mate. How do you go there?
Oh, mate, I don't mind it. Actually, it's a pretty good track. I like it in the GT3 cars. Yeah. So yeah, should be a good race.
Really good. All right, mate. Well, good luck next week. And, yeah, hopefully everything goes well for the rest of the series.
All right, thanks, guys.
Cheers, Nobby. Mark Noble, and that would just about do us, Liam. My throat's getting sore, so thank you for tonight, mate. Great job in AC's absence.
No problem. Looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, well, mate, you do a great job. We might not need AC back, to be honest with you. Sorry, AC, yes, you'll be welcome back, no doubt. Great race, lots of action throughout, and no doubt great things are going to be happening for this series. Good strong numbers with some cars missing tonight, but there'll be stronger numbers next week, no doubt, and a good variation of cars in the top order as well. So all goes well for a great season. Yeah,
it's really looking really promising. That was an absolutely fantastic first race. I mean, you just have to see what Nobby said about having a race-long battle that I don't think got any coverage, sadly. But yeah,
no, he probably didn't.
It was a really fantastic race.
Yep, some major winners tonight. Obviously, Charles and Sierra and Warren Kring. Dongwu Gang, he'd be probably disappointed with third, considering Mikko's not here and he got the better of Lenderman in the end. But yeah, some fantastic results, and you know, for the Mclarens, maybe they need to request that they get a bit more fuel in the tank, because they clearly couldn't one-stop tonight, whereas everyone else could. Massive disadvantage for them. Showed some genuine race pace, but over 30 laps they couldn't save enough fuel. So that might need to be looked at, but the race pace generally was pretty good. So fantastic start to the series. So congratulations to all that are involved.
Just look forward to next week.
Yeah, so righto, well, thank you all, and AC, I'm not big into Facebook and all that, but AC would normally say if you like the series on YouTube, you can like us, or on Facebook, press the like button. What that does, I do not know, but be sure to do that. Hopefully, series go from strength to strength. So Brendan O'Brien and Liam Williams signing off from race 1 of the PitTalkAsia.com